For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here with Rosepine star Addison Fruge, who she and the Eagles just completed a historic run to that program's first state championship. A fantastic run as a two-way school and on through the Division III non-select bracket to, again, the first title in the Eagles' history. Addison, appreciate you taking some time and chatting about some of this, just kind of highlighting some of what you and your teammates and coaches were able to accomplish this year. I know it's a busy time for you starting to ramp up AAU and summer and everything. How's everything going?
It's going good. I mean, already back into basketball. Actually, we're in Dallas right now, Frisco for a tournament. So just playing ball.
Yeah, thanks again for taking the time. And we're about a month removed, a little bit over a month removed from you guys bringing that state championship back from Hammond. Has it settled in a little bit that you guys did something that no one's ever done before? Just sort of the significance of that. How are you guys reflecting on what your team accomplished this spring right now?
Yeah. At the beginning, kind of like didn't none of us kind of like processed it. We were just like, okay, we won. But like now that we've had the time to like look at it and stuff, we're like, oh my gosh, like we're the first ever win state. Like, what is this? Like I don't know. When people talk about it, we get chill bumps still from it. So it's still something crazy to us.
When did y'all realize that this was a possibility? Because sometimes if a program's never been there before, if you haven't seen it happen, it almost doesn't seem realistic. But y'all, through the last few years, have kind of continued to take those next steps in the playoffs. When did it click for y'all, whether this year or sometime earlier in y'all's high school careers, that this was a team that could go be the best team in the state?
I think honestly, I think we thought last year when we had Taylor Ferris with us, like, oh, we got this, and then obviously we blew that lead, and that happened. And I think after that, we were like, this is basically still the same team that could go back and win state. So I say even during summer ball before season started, we were like, we got it, like we're going to state for sure.
Did you guys have any little mantras or sayings or messages or kind of identities around this team that you kind of stuck to throughout this year? Maybe it's related to coming close last year, or maybe it's something bigger that y'all have had throughout your careers. Any little tidbits like that?
Like we're all a family. I feel like I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know. I couldn't really tell you.
Well, tell me more about those relationships and how important that is for y'all, going out there, obviously, and battling in some big games. And you guys played a heck of a schedule. You look at games y'all
Yeah.
had throughout the season against St. Louis Catholic and Barb and LCA and Lafayette, district with Oakdale, who goes on to win a state championship as well. So you have to have some chemistry to kind of weather some of those storms along the way. What is sort of the culture or relationship, the family aspect like for you girls?
We all, obviously we have our nitpick days, but we're all such like a close family. Like, besides just having practice together, there's times where the whole team's just going out and making plans together, hanging out. So I feel like that was such a big part of our win because we were just all so close, and which helped us on the court having so much chemistry together. And especially for them big teams that we play like LCA and stuff. And Lafayette Christian, how they just won a state title. Like the teams that we played this year were tough teams. They won state or they made it that far. And I just feel like our bond, saying like that we're a family, like just it helped us tremendously.
How's the relationship, not just as friends, but as teammates? You and Kelly Norris, a couple of girls that were up in all state consideration. Both of y'all scored 1,500 plus this year and had fantastic all district and all state consideration years. What is it like y'all on the court together?
Heck, if you watch us, it's just if you see Kelly's doing something, she's giving me. If I'm doing something, Kelly's right there with me. Me and her have been starting together since eighth grade year, and like this is literally everything we've talked about and dreamed of together. So just I guess just playing together so young, our connection's just been so close. Like Kelly's doing something, she's right there with me. I'm right there with her the whole time before. It's hard to find that chemistry with people, and Kelly's just someone I click instantly with when I'm on the court.
y'all had won 11 straight, were really kind of peaking there late in the regular season, and then have that loss to Oakdale to end the regular season. What are the conversations like for y'all after that? Were there anyone get a little unsure of anything? Did coach have to talk to y'all? Did y'all as upperclassmen leaders have to talk to younger girls or anything, or was that just kind of a blip in the radar and full steam ahead?
I mean, I don't think it wasn't anything like, oh, now we're not going to win, nothing like that. But I think it did open our eyes, like, because we did have big heads. We're like, no one can beat us. And then when that happened, we were like, okay, well, like, let's have an eye opener, like, it's a possibility. So, and I mean, even our coach told that, like, I think we just had big heads for a second, and that made us realize, like, okay, like, yeah, we're number one, but we need to be humble number one. You know what I mean? And that just like, I mean, heck, we won state now, so I think losing to Oakdale was definitely something that helped us in a way.
And y'all come out super strong in the playoffs, the 71-33 defeat of Patterson in y'all's first game, and then you guys win your quarterfinal 66-51, a 60-33 win in the semis, and then you run into an A meet team that y'all had seen 2 years ago in the quarters that kept y'all from getting to the state tournament that year. What was the preparation like for that matchup? And was it almost kind of fitting that you run into a team, you have to overcome a team that had previously knocked y'all out, you have to overcome a team that was a reigning state champion to get to where you needed to go? I mean, to complete y'all's mission, was that kind of a fitting final hurdle?
Yeah, so like obviously before we played them, like we had to get it out our heads, like, wow, they destroyed us 2 years ago in the third round. Because I mean, that was just something that we were like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So then when we were like, okay, well, if we're gonna play, which we knew we were gonna play them, then like we just have to overcome that, honestly. And we knew that we had to step our game up more than we have this year, running the ball and just actually clicking as a team. Like we knew that this had to be the game.
You might have hit on it some with the relationships, but what are you going to remember most about this year, this team, and what y'all accomplished as you look back? I mean, not just throughout the off season, but what do you think you'll remember even years down the road once y'all have headed off to college and beyond?
I think I will mainly remember like the days that we didn't want to come to practice and like we were just dead, inside, and we were just like, but we made it work. And just the laughs we had together on the conditioning days, the waking up at 5 a.m., like those memories, or the bus rides and stuff, for sure. And just like all of our team bonding things. I think, I don't know, this team is it's more than just winning state with them. It's just a whole experience this year. We've just never been this close, and it's an amazing feeling.
What's the energy been like around school and around the community?
Um, State champs. I mean, that's all we have to say, really. Like, I don't know. It's everyone at our school is very close, and they just support us as much as we support them. So
You mentioned the kind of the hunger that after last season's season-ending loss, you guys came back and really attacked the off-season work. Y'all go into an off-season now as state champs. What is the early communication? Obviously, y'all are involved in AAU stuff, and some girls probably playing softball and things like that. But in some of y'all's early communication, what is sort of the messaging, realizing that some of y'all have another year together to go try
yeah,
and defend this thing?
that basically like, yeah, we won state, but like our coach says, I mean, this is nothing. Like we still have a whole nother year to, yeah, win state again, but also like grow as a player and do our own individual things right now as off season. So like just because we won state doesn't mean we can't repeat again, and that's still another goal we have.
And I wanted to ask you too, just on the college side, you're committed to East Texas Baptist. What kind of has stood out about your relationship with that program, that staff, and kind of where are you with that, and hearing from them and keeping growing with them moving forward?
Yeah, I think my like relationship with God is like really what pushed me there. I mean, just not that it's just about basketball and they don't just make it about sports, but they also educate you about Christ and just like getting right with your own self. And I think that had a big part with it. Also, just like the girls that surround the area and just, I mean, the community, it was just so, it's gorgeous. It gets no better than it.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on everything. State championship, Class 2A Player of the Year, everything that you and your team have going out there. And thanks for taking some time to chat through it all with me.
Thank you.
You got it. Again, she's Addison Fruge, Class 2A Player of the Year, a state champion with the Rosepine Lady Eagles in that Division III bracket. And for Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser.